What is the largest fifth wheel you can tow with a Ram 2500 Mega Cab with a Cummins? I borrowed this truck from Larry H. Miller, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Sandy, Utah. It is available for sale. Let's go ahead and pick out the RV, and then I'm going to show you guys the numbers for this truck. So if you need a small fifth wheel, let's check out this 2700 BH. This is a bunkhouse Cougar Sport. So this is what they try to dub half-ton towable. I don't know if they even use that term anymore. So yes, check this out. This is bigger than you would expect. This is actually nice. Great floor space to hang out. U-shaped dinette, and you still have a couch in an odd area, I guess. Look at this. TV's there, and your couch is here, but that comes out obviously from the wall, and then you have this area to watch television. This does turn into a bed. Now, as far as your blinds go, they give you the El Cheapo blinds, but that's the easy upgrade if you like. And this is one of my favorite refrigerators. I have it on my Alliance rig, and 12 volt, so far so good. It actually freezes the food down below. Right, so you have to turn it down, and they do have a spot right there for off-grid. That way, if you need to preserve some of your power, you can. Now, bunkhouse is out back, and this is pretty big. You can probably sleep 2 people up here. 300-pound max capacity, but you can probably put some heavier people down here, so 2 adults can most likely sleep down there. And if you don't like your friends, you can have them sleep down here. Just kidding. That's obviously some storage from the outside, or you can store inside. And they put a mat down here too, so that, I mean, hey, if you have a dog, perfect. You have your breaker box down there. Wow, wasn't expecting that. Wardrobe is pretty big for shoes as well. More storage there. And you have some USBs, power outlets, top and bottom. But your dogs and your friends that you don't like don't have any down there. Your kitchen has a large sink, and wow, you can put a decent size trash can below here. No soft close, and your drawers are just that. They're just thin drawers. Great storage here. Looks like it opens up on that side. Over here, yep. And they give you a small microwave. I have the same one. It works pretty good. Radio, television, does pop out. More storage here. And here. Okay. Yeah, this is big. I love that they give you this mirror, because it makes the area look bigger than it actually is. That's why they do that. And that's a nice attention to detail. Good job. Above this couch, they do provide some deep storage that goes side to side. More lighting down there. The only negative thing is, I always point this out, there's no place to put your shoes. They could have just added this as under storage, but hey, at this price point, they probably didn't think that through. So yeah, you see this right here? This is your control panel. A little cheaply done, but gets the job done. You can turn your lights on from here. I love the under the counter sink. That's a really nice upgrade to have. Lightings in here, medicine cabinet behind. You can hang your towel there, and the shower is small, but it works. One thing I'll tell you, I have the same setup, this is a different model, and when you shower, you have to keep it like this after your shower too, because this is wet and this water just sits in there, so you have to leave it like that. They do provide this guy, which is a pocket door, so that it doesn't push out into the hallway. Tankless water heater, and here's your bedroom. So you can put a TV here. You have your wardrobes, and oh wow, so that's something you have to get used to. I could see someone tripping here and busting their head wide open. That was not a good idea, Keystone. Just being honest here. Is it on both? Oh yeah, it's on both sides. So they give you a lip there. Like, why would you do that? That was kind of silly. I will not lie. I don't like that design. And then down below, storage. They give you nightstands too. Even on the bigger ones, they don't even give you nightstands. Solid surface, so you can pack this bad boy up, but just remember, it's gonna affect your payload. And lastly, you have power, USBs, and those are inverted outlets too, so you can run those off the inverter. Great storage below here. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers on the outside. Here's the pin box, road armor with a pivoting head, and here are the numbers. So it shows here unloaded vehicle weight is 7,890 pounds, 9,500 pound gross vehicle weight rating. So this is technically a 3/4 ton towable rig in the Ram segment. As far as the cargo carrying capacity is 1,550 pounds. You guys can see the tires. They have Trailer King tires. My first set that I had were great. I had no problems with them. I put probably 5,000 or 6,000 miles on them. Then I upgraded to an F-rated Trailer King tire, and then they sucked. So I should have just stayed with the cheaper ones. But nevertheless, these are nice style wheels and ST225 7515. In case you didn't see, 6 lug. Let's go ahead and see if a Ram can actually handle this trailer and stay under the payload. This truck does have the 5th wheel prep package, Firestone Transforce tires. These are LT 285 6020, and as far as the capacity goes, it's right here, 3,640 pounds at 80 psi max, and towing capacity is like over 15,000 pounds. So obviously that trailer you just saw is perfect for this type of truck, we would think. But here's the payload, 1,831 pounds, and here's the axle rating out back. It's going to be 6,040 pounds. So let's go ahead and put the numbers in a spreadsheet, and let's see if this truck can actually tow a 5th wheel. Before we get started, I wanted to make one thing clear. These are just estimates, and it's just my opinion. One thing I will not be able to show you guys is gross axle, so unfortunately you have to use your imagination. With that being said, you guys saw that the truck had 1,831 pounds of payload, okay? So be sure to watch this box here as I add the numbers in. The trailer's right here. This is the gross vehicle weight, which is the maximum amount of weight. This is the gross vehicle weight rating for the truck, so 10,000 pounds. So you cannot exceed that number, which is why payload is so important. Let's go ahead and add in the hitch weight. Now, if you go on to Keystone's website, they're showing a dry hitch weight of 1,390 pounds. Now, always assume this number is going to be off of the shipping weight. So they're saying that this is a little bit over 18%. We're going to use 20% for this scenario, okay? I'm not sure if you guys noticed, the shipping weight was actually lower than what this trailer was at the dealership. Now, both of these trailers do not include batteries or propane. So once you add that weight in, your trailer is going to be heavy, which means your hitch weight that you just saw online is going to be a lot heavier too. Now, if you take 20% of this number and put it here, before I do that, I want to show you guys what that's going to do with your payload. In order to understand payload, the best way to see it is this way. This is the maximum amount of weight that your truck can basically go down the road carrying. That's what it's rated for, 10,000 pounds. If you figure, well, if I can't exceed 10,000 pounds, well, how heavy is my truck? Well, we do know that the curb weight is 8,169 pounds. Now, if you add any upgrades, bigger tires that are heavier than the original ones, running boards, anything you add to the truck, that's going to come off of your payload. So this number minus this number gives you your payload. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, if you take 1,578 pounds, which is 20% of the weight here, remember this was the weight, the dry weight on the trailer that I just reviewed. That only leaves you with 253 pounds of payload. Now, once we add in your passengers, figure it's a family of 4, young kids, 350 pounds. You are basically over your payload. So now your gross vehicle weight now, which is with the hitch weight, passengers, is 10,097 pounds. So you're exceeded here. You also have to figure in your gear. If you're going to use a 5th wheel hitch, If you plan on using a generator, you put that in the bed of the truck. All these things are going to come off your payload. So now we're at 10,547 pounds for gross vehicle weight, which means we're 547 pounds over this number. Obviously, no one goes camping this way. You're going to add stuff. It's better to max it out. So that way you have a real world expectation. So figure 20% of 9,500 is 1,900 pounds of hitch weight. Now we're basically over by almost 1,000 pounds. Now, obviously, a diesel truck is going to have lower payload because they're limited on Ram trucks for gross vehicle weight. Now, if you gotta have a 3/4 ton and you're going to order your truck, here's what you can understand. A gas engine is going to have more payload compared to the diesel counterparts because they're lighter. So if you want a 3/4 ton and you want a gas engine, you might be able to use this truck. Let's see. I'll put the numbers in really quickly. So let's just use one with a 410. This is what the towing capacity is. They're saying that the payload is 2,940, but unfortunately, once you add options like the Laramie package and a few other things, that number is going to go down. So let's just use 2,700 pounds to be safe. So with 2,700 pounds, you basically have, oh wow, you're basically zeroed out. So with passengers, cargo, everything, you're right there on the money. So in other words, if you're looking at even a small fifth wheel like this, you're 9 times out of 10 going to have to go to a 1 ton. I will never understand how RV manufacturers will say half-ton towable when half-tons have probably not much more payload than 1,800 pounds unless you get a really base stripped-down truck without four-wheel drive. No one buys that truck. Most people will tell you that you don't have to worry about these numbers. I only do this because for myself, when I first bought my truck, no one could give me this information. Now that I'm a business owner, I choose to stay under my gross vehicle weight, all these things, because if I ever get into an accident, my truck being in a business name, I don't want to have someone come after me or try to sue me because of this. So most people I know and talk to, I have guys that have big toy haulers. They're probably over their payload by 2,000 pounds. They don't care. But for me personally, I think this is the best way to do these numbers, is to go high on your hitch weight and figure out your weight for your family, your cargo, if you're going to use a fifth wheel hitch. I use a Reese Goose box, which will pretty much eliminate a hitch, and it'll probably save you about 150 pounds in the bed. But really, again, like I said, the best form of action is to get more truck than you need. That way you don't have to worry about these numbers at all. So I would say any 1 ton truck should give you about 3,300 pounds plus, depending on your trim level. But if you're looking at a Ford truck, they have the most, followed by Chevy, and then Rams are typically about neck and neck with, I would say, GMC for hitch weight because of the extra weight that you have on the higher trim levels. But be sure to do the numbers. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let's go ahead and end off the video.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hope it was helpful. I got a few more coming. I've been missing doing RV reviews, and I figured it'd be nice to kind of incorporate them with my truck reviews, showing you guys some of the towing capacity, payload, all that good stuff as well. But be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. See you guys soon.